Hey everyone, welcome into the Flippin' Hippos YouTube channel. I'm Star. Today is Monday, January 6th, 2025. Because it's a Monday, that means it's time for What Sold on eBay. Before we jump into the video, I'd like to invite you to subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet. It does help us feed our hippos. And don't forget to hit the thumbs up. On this very first full week of 2025, I've got a lot to catch up on. I took a lot of time off for the holidays, but I hope everyone else did find time to recharge their batteries and take a little bit of time off. You know how I promote work-life balance. But now that it's Monday and it's the first full week of the new year and the new quarter, it's time for all of us to buckle down and get to work. We're looking at the week of December 30th through January 5th. So it's really like the first week of January sales. Sales obviously slow down after December 19th, which was the cutoff for shipping for Christmas. And that week of Christmas, they kind of picked up again. I guess people were home and shopping, they were off work, or they were getting money or gift cards for gifts. And then this first week of January, sales on eBay were slow. Poshmark was really good, and Mercari woke up. It was strange. It was, this is typically the first couple of weeks of January. We know are going to be slow on all the platforms. Everyone spent their money. They're done shopping for the holidays, and they're waiting for their tax returns, which is a good time for clothing sellers. But Mercari and Poshmark surprised me this week. eBay was a little slow. So what I've done here is pulled up all of our Plush sales to show you, and just a few highlights of our sales, just to quickly talk about some brands and some reasons behind some of the things we sell that you can either implement for your own business if you have a similar model, or it'll tell you to stay away from them if you don't have a similar model. All right, we sold these Hallmark itty bitties, Batman and Robin. Y'all, I've told you before, Hallmark itty bitties have turned into poop. They used to be decent, especially if you had good characters like Disney, Marvel, DC. They just don't do that well anymore. I'm not sure if they just got oversaturated or turd faces raced to the bottom like they do everything that they ruin on eBay. But they're just not. Now, the giant ones, they have some really big ones. They're still called itty bitties, but they're big. Itty bitties are small. They have some big ones that are still worth it. But, I mean, unless I get these in a bulk buy, I'm not going to source them unless they're the big ones. I took a best offer on these guys for $6.73 plus 5 shipping. This is the Poop Bear. We've actually had her for a couple of years. I was just happy to finally see her go. So, bye to Celebrity Bear Snow Girl. Look at her eyelashes, though. I mean, she's cute. She's got eyelashes. So she sold for $5.62 plus $5.50 shipping. And here's another poopy. It's a Build-A-Bear. I shouldn't say poopy because it's Build-A-Bear, because y'all know I say Build-A-Bear is a good brand. But this is the small one. It's like a promo. It's tiny. It's by Spin Master. These little ones aren't as valuable as like the actual Build-A-Bears that are made in the workshop, or the ones that are specialty items that you order online. So I did take a best offer on her of $2.81, and then she had 5 shipping. And so goodbye to the poops. I want to show you these Chico's So Slimming. Chico's is a brand that I do not source on purpose. Even if it's 99 cents, I will leave it on the rack, with 2 exceptions. They have this So Slimming line, and they have a line called So Lifting. Those 2 I will still source. This pair sold for $13.42 plus 8 shipping, so it's still $20 all in for this brand. But I only purposely get the So Slimming and the So Lifting. Also, keep in mind that this brand does use vanity sizes, so if you're selling their blouses and their coats, which are good to pick up, by the way. I might avoid the jeans except for these two lines. But if you do like to sell women's blouses and tops and coats and things like that, even their jewelry, it still does really well. My friend Karen does well with Chico's women's clothing that aren't jeans. And I've gotten some pieces of jewelry that comp pretty good. So just keep in mind that they do this vanity pricing. So what I like to do is put their size in the title. Anyone who's a loyal customer of Chico's will know what size they wear in the brand. But in the drop down, I will put the equivalent American Standard size. That way, when folks are searching on eBay, Chico So Slimming size 0.5, mine are going to show up. But if they don't know their vanity size, but they know they wear a size 6, mine will still show up. So put your Chico size in the title and your standard size down here, and then put both in your description. And you can just go to chicos.com or just Google Chico's sizes and get a chart, and it will tell you the equivalent of a standard US size to their vanity size. Old Navy, this will always be one of my favorite bread and butter brands. My trifecta, my 3 favorites is Old Navy, American Eagle, and Gap. But of the 3, Old Navy I sell more of. I find more of it, and it does well. This is a size 2 Rockstar skinny jeans, and they sold for $13 plus 7 shipping. On paper, Old Navy has a very low sell-through rate, and when I say on paper, I mean I just updated all of my guides for 2025, and these do have a low sell-through rate, but I have a high enough volume of them, I think is why I flip them so much. So if you're looking to build a volume-based business and you have the ability to get any brand, anything that you can get sustainably for a low cost of goods consistently over time is good to build your business on. There's a lot of factors that come into whether you choose to be high sale price or bread and butter volume. I think the biggest factor is what can you get consistently. If you can find 2 $40 blouses a month, you're not going to build a business off of that. If you can find 1 $500 dress in your area a year, you're not going to build a business off of that. Ralph Lauren. This is one of the brands that on paper, like historically, this should be like an expensive rich people brand, right? For those of you that are friends, fans like myself, it was a big deal in that show when Rachel got a job working for Ralph Lauren. It was this big to-do, big fashion. Yes, that was the 90s. But you would think if it was that big and expensive and fashionable in the 90s, 30 years later, gosh, we're old. 30 years later, the vintage stuff would do well, but it's just not. At best, Ralph Lauren's bread and butter. And this is even a men's big size. So, I mean, 13 plus 7 shipping for something I paid 99 cents for all day long. That's my business model. But, you know, when I first started reselling and I would find Ralph Lauren and Calvin Klein and brands like that, as I was learning, I thought they were good to pick up and I had to learn. All right. I got a couple pieces of jewelry here to show you just because I thought these were cool and unique. I don't show you my jewelry because I want you to go out and try to source it, because the chances of you finding the exact necklaces and earrings I show you, you're not going to find the exact pairs, but you can look for similar styles. You can price similarly. You can get good ideas for keywords from me. And that is why I show you my jewelry. So stuff like this, that's hot pink, the teal blue. Y'all, if you're my age, you grew up in the 80s and the 90s, and this is what we wore. So you can say 80s and 90s. Always remember your titles should be most important keywords to least. And I think in the case of retro fashion, this probably should have had the word retro in it. But 80s and 90s is super important because people are looking for that. It's making a comeback. These are drop earrings, heart star, dangle. So these are all good keywords. And these sold for 13 plus 5 shipping. These are just unique. They're a statement piece. So I did sell them for $12.21 plus 5 shipping. They're just crystal gold tone, but you can get, you know, almost 20 bucks for a pair of earrings that are unique with good photos and good keywords. All right, that's the highlights from the week, short and sweet. If you have any questions about anything you saw in this video or reselling in general, leave them in the comment section down below. I do answer everybody. And don't forget to join our Facebook group as well. It's called Flippin' Hippos Reseller Pod. You can get instant answers to your questions there from myself and other resellers. And it's a very positive, there's no drama, there's no toxicity in my group by design. Go have a wonderful day, guys. Be productive. Get yourself in the routines that will help you be productive and successful in 2025. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye.